I previously reviewed a .22 TCM pistol from Rock Island Armory. It was a 1911 full-size pistol chambered for the Arms Corps specialty round of .22 TCM, which combines the light, small, and easy handling of the .22 caliber 40 grain bullet with the power you'd expect from a centerfire rifle cartridge. .22 TCM double stack, 1911-ish. I got 19 rounds in this magazine. That's right, 19 rounds in this small 1911 double stack frame. And I'm ready to start. Very first shots with the .22 TCM. Give it a try on the old TA targets. Oh man, I almost forgot how much fun .22 TCM is. All flash and bang and no recoil. And accurate. Very accurate. And very fun. This, for, you know, the Wildcat cartridges out there, this is one that really needs more attention. It's so much fun. Now, if we have enough clouds today, I might be able to capture some nice muzzle flash if we don't have too bright a sun. Because you definitely see a lot of flash when you shoot. And for a defense weapon, that might be the only possible drawback. Although I got to be honest, I don't know that there's any empirical evidence or even good anecdotal evidence that muzzle flash damages your night vision as a shooter in a self-defense situation. I think when you get into a situation like that, there's so much going on physiologically that I don't think a little bit of muzzle flash is going to make a difference. For a little background, the .22 TCM cartridge occupies the same basic space as a 9mm cartridge. It's essentially a shorter 5.56 case fitted with a 40 grain .22 projectile and a small pistol primer. The cartridge functions in a 9mm magazine, which helps set it apart from other Wildcat rounds. Steel construction with a parkerized finish makes this a rugged handgun, and it fits right in with the Rock Island Armory lineup. It has polymer grips, and because of the widened grip, I don't think standard 1911 grips will fit it. All right, so while I talk to you a little bit about the gun and the aspects of it that I really like, and if there's any I don't like, I'll talk about them, but not sure I've found any of that yet. I'll put a few downrange at that target, that paper target, so we can see how I'm shooting it. And again, channel philosophy here is that pretty much every gun can shoot better than I can shoot it. So I'm the weak link. It comes down to how well can I shoot the gun, and then I try and figure out why or why not, as the case might be. I believe that the .22 TCM round is a pretty accurate round by everything I've seen in the past. I don't have a whole lot of experience with it because it's, you know, not easy to find the ammo all the time, and it can be a little bit pricey when you do, but it does seem to be a very nice, accurate round. That target is the same distance as my steel target was. It is 11 yards downrange, so it's not all that terribly far. So I ought to be able to put them on paper at least. The one thing right off the bat I'll tell you is that it's got a great set of sights on it. You've got a blacked out rear sight, nice and large, with a square notch, and then the front sight has a red fiber optic filament in it. Sorry, it sounds like I'm having a bit of a Peter Brady moment, I think. Trigger is very nice. I'll put a gauge on it later, but I suspect it to be 5 pounds or less, probably maybe in the 4-pound range. But it's just got a good feel, very crisp feel. It is a double stack configuration, so you'd have that wide grip. But even with my not so large hands, it's quite comfortable. And I can reach all the controls basically just like I would for a 1911. I don't know what you'd call this, like a 2011 hybrid. All right. So it looks like I may have wandered around a little bit on that target. Try a few more. Go down to the target underneath it. I don't have a whole lot of wind today, so I can't blame that. Nice set of grips on this. I would love it if lock grips would make a set of grips for this, but they probably don't because these are kind of oddly configured, although I will talk to them about that. But while I am mentioning lock grips, look down below for the discount code for my affiliate link for lock grips, or I'll just put it right here where you can see it. Go to Lock Grips and order anything you want. Tell them I sent you. Better yet, use that code. You'll save yourself 10%. And a little bit will come back and help the channel out. And I appreciate that. It's so fun to shoot 22 TCM. It sounds like you're shooting a 44 Magnum, but it feels like you're shooting a 22. Well, maybe not quite. Maybe a 32, something like that. But there's a lot of velocity and energy going down range. The safety on this gun is not ambidextrous, right-handers only, but it's a good one. Operates nice and feels good. Grip safety is a non-issue. As you can see, full-length guide rod. It's got a really light spring too. You know, it's kind of funny when you rack it. You're like, hey, there's not a whole lot going on there because, you know, doesn't need a whole lot. My offhand groups on paper were not that impressive for the distance I was shooting, but I have a feeling that I was more to blame for that because I was doing so much talking while I was shooting. Still, it could be a reason for future testing under better conditions. All right, next up, 15 rounds in the next magazine. Gun comes with 2 magazines. And I'm going to stretch it out a little bit further. That first target, by the way, was 11 yards downrange. The little mini vital zone target that I put the first magazine full through with is 11 yards downrange. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. The one I'm going to go to now is about 15 yards downrange. And so I'm going to stretch it out a little bit and see if these 40 grain bullets are capable of moving those steel plates. Because little bullets don't usually do that, but these have a lot of velocity behind them. Yes, they do. Now, a normal 40 grain 22 long rifle would not move that plate. So it's kind of a good demonstration of you get so much more velocity and therefore so much more energy. I think that plate is just stuck. Let me try this one. All right, so we're not always moving at 100%. But I sometimes have this problem with 9mm too. All right, so when you consider that's a tiny little 40 grain 22 caliber projectile, it's got a lot of energy on it to flip those plates, because those plates are not light, and in the rack they're in, there's a lot of friction there. It takes a lot of energy to move those. Like I said, it's not always a guarantee even with a good 9mm load that you're going to flip those plates. That's pretty impressive. I didn't have any trouble hitting the steel right where I wanted to, with just a few misses here and there. Here are the specs with a closer look at the pistol. I also measured the trigger pull and got 4 pounds 13 ounces, which is a nice weight for a production gun like this. Very light and crisp. I have no complaints at all about the performance of this gun. .22 TCM is a very interesting and fun cartridge. Last time I had a loaner for review, I ended up buying it. It's really hard to pass up the Rock Island Armory quality combined with their pricing. So what do you guys think about .22 TCM? Is this gun a range rat, or is it something that can be used for personal and home protection? Let me know in the comments. While I'm at it, because I can, I want to plug my other little channel, my tiny, tiny little channel that I'm just trying to get off the ground. It's called Nights and Weekends. And even if you just do it as a favor to me, your old pal, just go subscribe to it. Basically, it's about photography, mostly outdoors and wildlife type photography. I try to share lots of fun images and videos, and it's also a place where I plan to go behind the scenes on a lot of the how-to for content creation. A lot of the gear, the technical, wizardry and all of that. Sort of a place to geek out if you're into cameras and lights and microphones and all of that kind of stuff. So anyway, trying to get it off the ground. It's kind of a therapeutic place for me right now, and I'd like it if you'd come along. So hop on over there, give me a subscribe, and I'll see you back here, and I'll see you over there too. Thanks for watching, See you again soon.